Hi, this is Jeanette from YearbookLife. Thanks again for joining me on another webinar. Today we're going to be going over setting up Pictavo Community. So in Pictavo Community, you can do three things, and you can do each one of them a la carte, or you can do all of them. You can set up community to sell yearbooks. You can sell and recognition ads and dedication ads and have the parents design it online. And then you can also set it up for parents or the community, teachers, students, share photos of events to use throughout your book. So with that being said, let me show you how to set that up. So we're going to go over here to our sales, and we're going to go to store setup because we are setting up a storefront for this. So our first step would be to enable Pictavo Community Sales. So this is going to be automatically not checked on your book, so you just gotta check it on, and then you will have the options to start setting it up. The first step is telling you about the service fee. So there is a 5% service fee attached to each credit card transaction. So keep that in mind when you're pricing your items. Another thing I wanted to tell you is how you get reimbursed. So what happens is around the 15th of the month, we will have a check sent out for the previous month's sales. So in other words, in November, we will have a check, on November 15th, we will have a check cut for October sales. All right. Then we have grade and homeroom. So here you can set it up where you can put either the grade or the teachers that are in your school. And this is so when the parents purchase an ad or a yearbook, particularly a yearbook, it makes it a lot easier for distribution purposes. You know that little Johnny is in Miss Buffet's class. So that is what this is for. And in order to do that, you would just click here where it says add grade and homeroom. And then you would put the teacher name there or the grade. And then the parents will have a drop-down menu when they're purchasing to be able to let you know which category their student is in. And I will show you the parent experience as well. So we'll get there. We'll get there, you guys. Okay, so the next step is where the reimbursement checks will be payable to and where they will be mailed. So here we have the school name, or if it's a PTA group, then you would go ahead and set that up, and whose attention, the address, and the phone number. The tax rate is automatically calculated for you, so you would just go ahead and click here, check to make sure your rate is current. And then underneath that, we have discount codes. You can set up discount codes if you wanted to, and then you just have to check it like that, and then you would make up the code that you want, and then you have an option of how much you want to discount. All right, and you would just go ahead, and if you wanted to keep adding some, you can click here where it says add discount code. Then you just make sure you save your changes, and once that's done, we're going to scroll back up to the top and go from school information to the products. And this is where we're going to set up the products that you're going to be selling. So if you're going to be selling a yearbook, this is the part that you would set that in. We're going to click here on add product, and we have the different categories. Now, because this is our demo book and we already have yearbooks and recognition ads set up, it's already grayed out. So normally you would just click on yearbooks, and then you would go to the next. The product type automatically fills in. It's saying yearbooks, and then the product name. This one in particular is business ads. So we would just go, business ads and recognition ads are the same kind of setup. It's just the only difference is a lot of times school charge a little more for business ads to be put in the book than they would the parent ads or the parent dedication ads. And then you go to the product type, and this is where you would select the sizing. So if you wanted to do a half a page, quarter page, eighth of a page, there's also a full page, and again, that's already set up, so it's not listing there. The product name, you can go ahead and leave it as is, or you can customize it yourself. Just always make sure that your product type matches your product name as far as the description, that it's a half a page. We've had some schools that they've set up, let's say, a half a page ad, and then they used a full page template. And then that just doesn't translate well when you're trying to place it in the book. So keep that in mind. Product description, again, you can go ahead and leave what's there, or you can customize it. Then the same thing with image. You can upload your own, or you can use the one that's already there. And then we get down to order headline. So our order deadline. Oh, there we go. By default, it's always going to have the date the book is submitted. Now, when it comes to yearbooks, to selling the yearbooks, you might want to push that to a different date, only because you don't want to limit your sales. So you can go ahead and keep selling even though you've submitted the book. Just keep in mind, your inventory, and it will keep track of your inventory, but keep in mind how many you're going to be, you think you will be selling. So you can click here where it says other date, and then you can select the date, or you can just type it in. When it comes to business or dedication ads, I always say give yourself a couple of weeks to be able to review that. Give yourself a couple of weeks before the due date of the book. You want to give yourself some time to review the ads, to place them in the book, because after they're purchased, they got to be placed in the book by you. And I'll walk you through that step as well. But just keep that in mind, you're going to need a little time. So I always say give yourself a couple of weeks before your books are to be submitted. After the order deadline has passed, there's a message that shows up to the parent. And again, you can customize this. In the same thing with the delivery message, you can customize it as well. Then we go to the pricing. So the pricing, you can work with a couple of different ways. You can create the price on what the customer pays before taxes, or what we want the school to receive. So if you wanted to set it up with what the customer pays, then we're going to go ahead and leave that selected right there. And we're going to put the pricing in the cart. So let's say we're going to sell this ad for $40. You know that the school is then going to receive $38.10 because they take away the service fee. All right. If you want to work it a different way, let's say you want to receive $40 for the ad, then you need to price it for at least $42. Okay, so you can work it any which way you want. Enable tier pricing is the next step, and that is if you want to give incentives for purchasing early. So if you wanted your parents to, let's say, buy books before December 31st for X amount, then you can enable pricing, and then you can raise it when after that date. So what you do is you would just enable the tiered pricing. You would put the tier, choose whether you want to do the tier pricing based on the dates or on quantities, and then we're going to go ahead and click on add a tier, and then you put a date. So if we sell yearbooks, let's say before January 31st, we can go ahead and sell them. You want the school to receive $40, and then after that date, here's this, all purchases made after January 31st, they will be $50. There you go. So then you can see right here that the pricing then, it's kind of a little pricing in the cart becomes $52.50. It's kind of like a little odd pricing. So if you wanted to change that for what this pricing to what the customer pays, you can go ahead and make that change here. And then it will go ahead and make, so you want to make 50, so you have to charge at least $52.50. So let's go ahead and make that as 55. Okay, and like that. Okay, so then the next step is important because a lot of people do forget about this. It's the maximum quantity. For business ads and dedication ads, you want to keep in mind how many pages you want to dedicate your book to those ads. It's going to use up, real estate in your books. So you want to think about that. And you want to, let's say you want to sell half a page ads and you only want to sell 8 pages worth. So then you know that half a page would be 16 ads available. Okay, if you wanted to do full pages and you wanted to do 8 pages, then you would do 8. Now, when it comes to yearbooks, I always say to click on don't limit the availability of the product. You have up until you submit your book for printing to change the amount of books that you're ordering. So don't limit your sales. If you are contracted for 100 books and you end up selling 200 before you submit it, the more power to you. So you just go ahead and click on don't limit the availability, and then you can click on add product and it will save the product for you. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want, this is our demo book and I don't want to use up that space because then it won't let me do it again. Okay, so let's discard. Okay. So yeah, you don't want to limit your availability because you want to be able to sell as many books as possible. Part of the submit process is letting us know how many books you will be ordering or confirming how many books you will be ordering. So you can go ahead and make that change at that point. Okay, so and here they are when they are set up. The last step would be to make sure you click on available online checkbox. If you don't click that, then it won't show up on your online store. Okay, so that is how you would set up your items. Then we're going to go here to manage sales, and once you start selling, you're going to be able to track all of your sales through the manage sales section. And right here we have all the products that are being offered, and this is how much they've sold for. It lets you know with the credit card transactions, cash, check, so it gives you a running total right here. Then underneath that, then you have a breakdown of who has purchased what. This is a spreadsheet that has 2 sheets, so keep that in mind. There's more information here on sheet 2. Okay, it has a student name, the grade or homeroom, the product type, okay, and you can add your manual sale or your cash and check sales. You can add them manually by going to this little plus, add sales. And then it will ask you all the information of your student who has purchased it and the amount that they've paid and things like that, the grade and homeroom. This will be the drop-down menu that we talked about, the same one that the parents see that you can categorize to what teacher they belong to, that you can do that here as well. And you can put how their payment method has been, cash or check. You can put little notes if you wanted to, and then you can click on add order. So that way you can keep all of your sales in one neat spot. You have to keep track of your sales somewhere, so you might as well keep them all together to keep yourself organized. You can also use this spreadsheet for distribution purposes. So you can export it into an Excel spreadsheet by clicking here the export button, and that will download it, just like it is right here. It will download it to your desktop, and then you can open it up in an Excel spreadsheet and print it out, and you can sort it with any which way you want to do it. Okay, so that takes care of sales. So let's go ahead and jump over now to manage photos. And I'm going to show you where the ads and the shared photos will go once the parent has purchased it. So let's start with shared photos. We're going to go here to manage photos, and we're going to go to shared photos. And here they are. These are the photos that parents have uploaded. Parents will not be able to see other parents' photos, only the ones that they've uploaded. And once they are here, you need to copy them over to your Candids. So one thing that you can also do is you can set up different albums. So when the parents upload, they can go ahead and have a drop-down menu of the albums that you have available. So if you set up your albums by event, then they'll know to put field day in that particular folder. So in order not to reinvent the wheel, I want to show you a little trick. We're going to go here to Candids. If you want to just copy all of the folders that you set up in Candids already, that way you can just seamlessly click and or copy them over to the same folder from shared photos to candids, you can copy all of the albums from your candids to your shared. You can click here where it says, where it has the three little dots, and then you're going to click here where it says all albums to shared. And what that will do is it will go ahead and copy all of these folder names to your shared photos. And all it does is create the folders. Obviously it doesn't fill it up with any photos, it just creates the folders. So once you come up here and see the photo and you decide you want to use it, you can go ahead and select it, and then you're going to have to move it over to your candids by clicking the little move button right there, and then we're going to choose which folder we want to move it to, and then we're going to click OK, and it will move it over. Once it's moved over, it will have this little watermark right here that says copy to candids, letting you know that it's been copied over. If you have something like this that, the photo, you need to rotate it, you can always use this little editing tools right here to make those rotations. Oh, I had them both selected, so it rotated both. There we go. Okay, like that. Okay, and then as far as any other editorial things that you can do in your with your photos, you can also do in the pages. You can have some, you can darken and lighten your photos and things like that. You can make them sepia tone, black and white, but you will do that when you're designing your pages. All right, so let's go back here to the main menu and photos, and we're going to go now to ads. So this is where the ads are going to live until you move them over to your candids as well. So the ads are going to have folders automatically set up depending on what you set up on your storefront. So if you set up a full page recognition ads, that's where that's the folder that they're going to be in. You're going to have to move them over to your candids in order to insert them in your pages. You're going to insert them in your pages just like you would a photo. So to do that, you would just go ahead and select it. And again, hover over the little icon with the little arrows, and it says move to candids. And this too is going to give you the same thing that you got over in shared photos. You're going to select the album you want to move it to. I always recommend to create a folder in candids called ads, or dedications, something like that, so you can move your ads over to there. So you would go ahead and select it and click OK, and it will move it over. Again, once it's been copied over, it will have this watermark right here letting you know that it's been copied over. If you see anything grayed out like this and with the not yet submitted, what that means is that the parent purchased the ad, but they have not designed it yet, and they have not submitted it to you. And like I said, I'll show you the parent experience. So they do have to click on submit to Yearbook in order for you to be able to use it. And that is designed that way just so when the parent purchases it, and if they don't have time to sit there and design because it takes them a little while, or they want to use a picture that they don't have readily available, they have a little time to go ahead and do that. They can always go back to their account. They will have to set up an account, and they can go ahead and design. So if you need to send them a reminder, I always recommend to call. And you can always send them an email. So you can select on the ad that you want to send that parent an email to, and then you can click right here on the little remind icon, and it will send them a reminder email, and it will say something to the effect of, hey, you started an ad and you haven't finished it, please go and do so in this link, or log in to do so. Something to that effect. I always, like I said, recommend to call as well, just in case that email goes into their spam box. You can also make changes here. Let's say you needed to make some editorial changes to this ad. You can go ahead and select it and click on edit, and that will bring up the ad, and then you can go ahead and make any changes that you needed to. Let's say the parent asked you to change quickly the name, or something right quick that you want to change. They don't have to necessarily do it themselves. You can go ahead and do that here. click save when you make your changes, and then that's it. You can X out of that. You can also send it back to the parent to let them know to make the change themselves. So if they have anything that you need changed, or something that is misspelled, things like that, you can always send it back to the parent. You would select it and then click right here where it's where it has the little arrow to send back, and that will send the parent an email saying something like, make some changes. Okay, so that's really helpful as well. Okay, so that is about it for the ads. So let me show you. So we made it super easy for you to be able to sell online, because we've even made flyers for you guys to distribute to your parents. So we're going to go here to the YearbookLife page, and it's YearbookLife.com. And if you go to already a customer, and then you go to, well, let me go ahead and click that. If you go to already a customer, it's going to ask you which software. We're going to go to Pictavo, and we're going to go to the downloadable forms right there. And then here where it says Pictavo Community Flyers, we have different flyers already set up, giving you step-by-step instructions, or giving the parents step-by-step instructions on how to purchase the ad. So if you're selling if you're using all of the features, the shared, the ads, and the yearbooks, then you would click on all features. If you're just selling yearbooks, then you would just do purchase yearbooks, same thing, personal ads. So it is customized to whichever one you might be using. Let's go ahead and click all features, and I'll show you that. And it will give them step-by-step instructions right here on how to do that. So we make it super easy. This you can download and print out and distribute to the parents, or you can email it to them. So you can direct them. This is where they're going to be directed to. And it does tell them that they have to use Google Chrome for the web browser. So that is nice, because Pictavo does run on Google Chrome. So let's go ahead and see the parent side. And okay, so they're going to find their school by the state and city and school name, or if you have your project number, you can go ahead and share it with them. That's what I'm going to do. And now you have the option here to shop the school or upload photos. If you're not selling any products, then it would just have the upload photos, and vice versa. So let's go ahead and let's upload a photo and see. And I'll show you that. Oh goodness, I hope that's my correct login. Oh good. It will ask them to create a login information. Just because for security purposes, you know, we're talking about kids, and it's whenever you upload anything on the internet anymore, you have to have an account. So it's just really quick creating a free account by putting in your email address. So here you have all of the folders that were created in that shared folders, and then they would just click on upload photos, and then they would find the photos, and then they would upload it. Okay, so if they wanted to shop the school, let me show you that one. So here is okay, so then they get a little Dottie. So Dottie is our interactive assistant, and anywhere that you hover over any icon, and it would have a little blue circle with a question mark, Dottie can help. So let's go ahead and close that out. Okay, and here we have the recognition ads. We don't see the yearbook that we have listed, probably because the date has expired. So that's the reason why, or maybe I don't have it checked. I don't have it checked. I think that's what it is. So let's go ahead and click add to cart. And then it will ask you here all the student information. Joey Green. And let's use the drop-down menu. Let's say he's in Mr. Jones's class, and we're going to click on next. And this is, oh, okay, got it, Dottie, thank you. Okay, this is a cart right here, and then they would go ahead and follow this instructions for checking out. Okay, and if they wanted to design it, they can't design it until they purchase it. So once it's purchased, they will let them design it. Excuse me. If they go to my account when they come back to it, if they ever go back to it to finish designing, let me see. Do I not have anything? Okay, let me put something in my. Let me go ahead and purchase this. I'm going to use that discount code that we have in our demo book, so I don't have to pay $110. There we go. And now I agree. Okay, let's check out. And there we go. Oh, this is the whole, you get to see all the glory of the checkout process. All right, let's go ahead and submit that. Okay. Thank you for your purchase. Now we can select design. Okay, so then it'll give them instructions right here to click design to design the book. I mean, not design the book, design the ad. So we're going to go to design. And okay, I don't want a tour, Dottie. Thank you so much. Okay, and then this is where they can go ahead and make the designing. These are ones that I've purchased in the past, and obviously you see the purchase date and it has passed, so that's why I can't do anything with them. So they've been submitted already. So if we go here to design, then this is where they can start designing, and the designer looks exactly like the one in Pictavo, and they can go ahead and use any templates, and the templates are already sized to the size of the ad. So this will be a full page ad, so this will be a full page template, and all they would have to do right now is click and drag their photos. So we're going to go here to the photos, and these are the photos that I've uploaded. And it's just a matter of clicking and dragging and designing it. So once they have it done, they can save it, and they can send it. They need to click on this, send to Yearbook, to be sure that it gets sent to the Yearbook. So that's when they don't click send to Yearbook, that's when you see that grayed out area that says not submitted on the ads section right here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and go to one of our pages, and let's go to the ladder. Let's go to one of our pages and see, and I'll show you how to insert it into the pages, because like I said, ads, and we'll clear out a page probably to be able to work in. Oh, here we go. Let's go ahead and use this nice blank one. It might have a template, but we'll get rid of it. Okay, good. All right. So let's go to the art, and we can go ahead and use a template that's already there, or we can go ahead and create our own. I think we have some ad templates. Let me see. Ads. We have snippets, we have 16 templates. Okay, so here is, okay, so if you wanted to mix and match them, if you have, let's go ahead and use and drag this one. Yes, remember that your templates are going to take over anything that you already have there. So this one is a very, one with their different sizes. So here we have the half a page, the quarter, and 2/8 of a page ads that we can go ahead and put in. I'm not sure what size we have on our demo book here, as far as, is this a full size one? My eyes are just, there we go. Okay, so that's a full size one, good. Okay, so now we can go to our photos, and we can find our ad. Just give me here some time here. It's thinking. It's thinking it's ready for the weekend. It's what it is. Just like me. Aren't we always ready for a weekend? You guys, really? Oh, there we go. Okay, so candidates. And let's go to ads. And I guess this is the only ad that I have there. So we're going to go ahead and drag it and position it right there. Okay. All right. You will see this as well, and just like you would in the photos, anything that has been used, it will have this little book icon right here letting you know that it's already been placed in a page. That way it gives you the heads up not to put something in twice. All right, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's how you would get it into a page, and you would save. You're designing a page from scratch. You could put a background if you wanted to. You can use something that's already been created with a background. It's entirely up to you. You can design it any which way you want. All right, any questions for me? Oh no, before we go to questions, let me show you our help menu. So we're going to go over here to our little help, and then you have the option to put in a search here, and if anything that Dottie can help you with, our interactive assistant, it will pop up here. If not, you can go here to Pictavo Help, and that will open up another web page, and then you can do a search there. Let's put creating or setting up storefront. Let's do that. Set up storefront. And Pictavo Community setup instructions right there. And there we go. And it gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. Okay, and then of course you can always give us a call or email us. You can call our tech support team at 800-887-0414, and they will be happy to answer your questions. Okay, and speaking of questions, let me go ahead and open it up. I see some questions already written up. Let's go ahead and dock this out of the way. Okay, our first question is, how can we link pages? Okay, so let me go ahead and close this out. Okay, so linking pages is, once you're on a page, you have to have some kind of design element in it, anything. It could be a photo box, it could be clip art, anything at all. And then you can select that design element and then click on this little link over here, link and unlink. Right now, these pages are linked already. So when I click this, it's going to unlink them. See how they become now two separate pages? But like I said, you have to have a design element there already in order for that to work. Because right now, we have nothing to select, so it's not giving me anything. I have no options. So you have to have some kind of design element in there already in order to be able to do that. And like I said, it can be anything at all. It could be you don't have to insert a whole template. You can insert just one clip art. It just needs something selected in order to give you that contextual menu to be able to link and unlink. Okay? All right. Let's see. What's next? Will you be offering the services of flowing the portraits again this year? We are not flowing the portraits this year, only because it is a flowing. When you flow your portraits, you have so many ways to customize it. We just found that it was so very personable to each school that we are not doing that, because there's just too many options, and it's not as helpful as we thought it would be. So the answer to that is no. Other question is, how did you dock your menu? Oh, okay. So the contextual menu can be docked with this little dock right here. So let's, okay, I made it go away. I made it disappear. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, So there's our menu. And right here, we're going to dock it. Okay. And I do want to point out, if you see here, going back to linking and unlinking, I am selecting right here this design element, and it's not giving me that link. You have to have your element in between the pages, so it recognizes that you want to put something kind of in between. So once I move it there, see, now it's available. So now we can link and unlink. Okay. All right. What else do we got? So did I answer how to dock the menu? Here we click the little dock. If you hover over it, it'll tell you dock. There we go, like so. Is there different templates for 3D? So there is no templates for 3D. The way 3D works is with a color combination. Depending on what color you use, it will give the appearance of being in different levels. So like black would be your background color. If you use reds and oranges, it will be your middle color, or your forward colors. If you use blues, it will be your middle color. There is a YouTube video that we have available. It's really short. It's about 3 minutes. And if you view it with the Chroma Depth glasses, and I'll email that to you, Molly. So if I send that to you, you will see how that works. It explains the different levels, if you will, of the colors, and it will make a lot more sense once you view that video. But just be sure to view it with the 3D glasses. But the exclusive art, and this is where you would find those backgrounds that I'm talking about that are already designed with that color combination in mind. It would be here under, well, you can go to either exclusive, or you can go to backgrounds and then go to exclusive. We have uploaded it for you already, and you will find it under 3D. And here we have all of these available. All of these have that element of 3D look to it. Okay, you just have to see it with Chroma Depth glasses. Right now it just looks like a normal picture, but then if you use the glasses, you will see how this jumps out at you. Okay, let's see what else we got. How do you make a practice cover? Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to our ladder. And no, we're not going to save our changes. And you're going to add it just like you would add a page. So we're going to go to our ladder and click here on our plus sign. And when you're adding pages, you also have the option to add practice pages or practice covers. We're going to click here on practice cover. And you're going to tell it how many practice covers you want. Let's say you just have one. We're going to click on add. And it will show up right here in the ladder for you. Oops, I went the, sorry about that, I went the wrong way. All right, so where is our practice cover? Okay, here it is. Let's do the drop down, and there's our practice cover right there. Okay, so I already had set one up previously, that's why it wasn't showing up. So that's why it's showing up too, even though I clicked on one. Okay, practice cover, thanks, it helps a lot. Good, I'm glad it helps. How do you know which one is the front and which is the back? Oh, okay, so as far as covers, let's go ahead and I'll take you to the cover. And we're gonna go, let me unapprove this. This one is approved already, so it's not gonna let me make any changes. So let's go ahead and reject it with a thumbs down. And now we can go ahead and go and edit. And it will let you know. So think about if you open up a book and put it face down, laying flat. You're going to see the back cover on your left-hand side. Whoops, let's close that. You're going to see hold on a second, I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. let's delete. There we go. Okay, so you're going to see the back cover is going to be on your left hand side, and then your front cover is going to be on your right hand side. So it does have this here when you start. Obviously, when you start designing, it doesn't have that. The watermark, it will be covered, but think about that. Think about when you place a book, an open book, face down on a table. The right hand side is going to be the front. The back hand side is going to be the left. Okay. Pictavo has great support. Yeah, they are awesome. They really are. I know. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And you, again, let me go. I don't have any other questions, so let me just reiterate that tech support number. This is a good note to end with. It's 800-887-0414. Thank you again for joining me, and you guys have a great day.